So I wanted to tell a story that my twin brother has just told me. He said to me that there was someone that he actually had been speaking to that he kind of was interested in from like 2020, so a few years ago, and somebody that he was drawn to because of their differences in how they conducted their lives. There was nothing romantic with this girl, but he was just intrigued with her energy and kind of how she portrayed herself on social media. She lives in an area which is super far from where he lives, and so they naturally wouldn't kind of cross paths, so it was more like a social media friendship, social media catch up kind of thing. But fast forward it to 2022, he called me and he was like, oh, guess what? And I was like, what? Explaining to me about this girl and how, you know, she lives very far and how he kind of was like attracted to her energetically. He said that he just come out of his apartment and he was walking down the road and he heard someone scream his name. So someone was like, let's call him Bob. Someone was like, Bob, 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 on a window in a car. And it turns out it was this girl, and he was like gobsmacked, and he said she was as well, because they kind of cross paths in a way that you wouldn't think, because they live in such distances. And not only do they cross paths, she actually lives now in his apartment like complex, in his apartment building. We don't know what could come from this situation, but what he expressed to me was sometimes in life you just need to let things be, and what you want will come to you naturally. Everything you desire comes to you if you have a positive attitude and you surrender and focus on you. If you focus on your divine purpose, everything around you kind of flourishes into your orbit. It might be 2 years, it might be 3 years, it might be a month or so. It's important to like let things be and to surrender. And I've said this a few times in my previous videos about surrendering, but the reason why I said it and the reason why I truly believe it is because it's really letting life breathe, really just being in the moment, believing in you, living for you, working hard, and understanding that things will just fall in place, but having a positive mindset, a mindset of gratitude. He was expressing a lot of gratitude and a lot of thankfulness, because he was like, somebody I seen on social media who lives hours and hours away is now living in my apartment complex, in my apartment building. How coincidental is that? And it's kind of a story to tell you that if something in your life right now doesn't make sense, get rid of what doesn't make sense and live for you. I know a lot of people struggle with what will be, but what will be. So many times where I've been in situations where I've seen someone or I've seen a situation that I'm like, how is this possible? How is this possible for this to be happening right now? How is it possible for us to be aligning? But it just shows you that you don't really ever have the chance to make a wrong decision. Of course, you're conscious of what you're doing, but if you're living for yourself, feeling your body, feeling your soul, you can't really make a wrong decision. There's so many alternative realities. This is the reality that you're in, that you have to just live and breathe this reality and just understand that God is with you. The highest force on this earth is with you. You will get whatever you desire if you just let it breathe. If you hold on to anything too tight, you're suffocating the possibilities. So you're suffocating and you're living life in a vibration that is so full of fear, when life is supposed to be just love. And I say this a lot because it's true. Love is supposed to be the core of life. We're supposed to live in love, supposed to focus on us, and things come together. I remember this one time that I was with a partner before, and I never met his parents and never ever met them, but I'd always seen them on like social media. One time I was in a train station and I actually saw his mum, his dad and his sister, and it was so random because there was no way that we were supposed to collide, because his family lived very far, and then we ended up being in the same train station, sat so close to each other. The millions and millions of people in the world, how did we align to be sat meters away from each other? And I'd never met his family, I'd never met them. And I remember thinking, the way that we're supposed to be aligned in life, why do we actually not trust ourselves to make decisions that are going to set us free? Because we're supposed to be free in this life, and we are in the most highest trustworthy position ever. If you are connected to your higher self and connected to just you and have a lot of self-love for yourself, then you can't go wrong. You can't create a wrong decision. That's what I mean by saying wrong decision. You can't really choose a wrong direction if you're setting yourself free. if you are in situations with individuals and you feel like it's really tugging on your soul, but you're scared to let go, or you're scared to feel a type of way, that's the best time to let go, to focus on yourself and work hard for your goals, work hard for what you love. Everybody that you love will also express their divinity. Sometimes we hold on tight because we wish we could be these people for some people, but it's actually okay for other people to go off in their life and do whatever they want to do, and then you can come together, or maybe you won't come together, or maybe you will find what's supposed to be for you. But the beauty of life is actually surrendering. I think I'm really realizing that now. I feel like spirituality is super beautiful for the ideologies of surrendering and of understanding that attachment is the root of all suffering, because now I can understand it. I can understand how having attachments can cause suffering, and why letting go is the most beautiful process, because you become free and you just let life be and see what's going to happen. That's a little story time in my bathroom. Some story time, because I got this really positive vibration from my brother when he said that, and I felt so good, because I'm someone who wants to live my life for peace. So I don't want to keep attachments that don't give me peace. I don't want to keep situations, don't want to keep anything in my life that doesn't keep me peace, that doesn't give me peace in my head. What will be will be. Everything connects in the right time, and things have to sometimes disconnect for you to find your purpose, for you to find what you need to. Sometimes when you are in something dark, you cannot even see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, you're literally in a room of darkness and you're like, where is the light, where is the light? But the light is there. You just actually have to go through the darkness. You have to go through these feelings. You have to feel things, and then once you feel it and you've gone through these feelings, you do see the light, and everything makes sense. Things make you feel free. And having faith and believing in the highest force, whatever you believe in, that gives you faith and positivity and gratitude, truly sets you free.